everybody. Thank you, and thank you for being here at our second to last program of 2018. Just so you all know, this is our 55th program of the year. 55th program. Now you understand why I could be tired, and tomorrow I leave for our 56th program of the year, and our final program, which is in Columbia, South Carolina this year, and that will be taking place Saturday afternoon, and we have like 50 or 60 people coming to that program, so they all want to be there for MS Views and News. All right, so next up, I do want to thank the company that gave us the support to do tonight's program. I hope you all appreciate it as well, and that's Genentech. And you'll hear a little bit about Genentech later on. We hope that you appreciate what they did. We cannot do the educational programs that we are doing without the support of the pharmaceutical industry. They actually do want you to learn about everything that we provide at these programs. So we're hoping that you do appreciate what they do and what others do to help us out. Tonight's program is a little bit different. It's called Compass to Care. Okay, Compass to Care is where we're just trying to bring everything together without talking about the specific medications directly, but what involves in your care to do these, to live with multiple sclerosis. And now we have our final speaker of the day, and our final speaker of MS Views and News programs in South Florida for 2018, and this is Jeff Segal. Jeffrey Segal is the recipient of the 2007 National Strength and Conditioning Association Personal Trainer of the Year Award. Jeff has written articles for numerous MS publications, in addition to others such as Shape Magazine. He's the owner of Balanced Personal Training. I've done this so many times and I'm still tripping over my words. He's owner of Balanced Personal Training since 2004. Jeff is a national motivational and educational speaker. He's a graduate of Florida State University. Any loud applause? Any boos? Anything? Okay. And he has been living with multiple sclerosis since 1998. Let's welcome Jeff Segal.
Thank you. How's everybody doing? Thank you guys for sticking around so long. I know you guys are full, tired, it's late, and you guys just got done working out, right? When I was walking in here, I was walking with my daughter and her friend, waiting for my parents. Guy with the green shirt was at the front door, opened the door for us. We came in, and there was a whole bunch of people in the lobby, right? I was looking at all the people, and I recognized a lot of you. I got about 7 people in here that I train. I'm not going to point you out. Right, Stuart? So the important thing is movement. That's the take-home message. The real message is do what you can when you can, and hopefully it's moving. How many people in here think you can move a little bit more than you currently do? Okay. What I do is a combination of, well, there's a lot, predominantly exercise, but it's a combination of psychology, because how many people in here talk yourselves out of exercise every day of the week? All right, it happens, right? It happens to all of us. It's easy to do, but when I first meet a client, each time I see him, I ask a handful of questions. Then I ask them the questions again, and I try to judge how their memory is. Because based on their memory, which we all have a lot of memory issues, whether we have MS or not, that's how I'm going to explain the exercises to you. I don't want to tell you, do this exercise, and if you don't remember, you might be embarrassed and try to do something and hurt yourself. Right? How many people remember what color shirt the person was wearing when I walked in here? Green. All right, did everybody remember that it was green? I guarantee you there's a handful of you that don't remember the color. I see people nodding your head. Because you don't pay attention fully to everything, and you think you want to take home the most important thing. Green wasn't that important, but if it's move your leg this way rather than this way, and you don't remember that because there's a whole bunch of other parts to an exercise, now we're in trouble, because you're going to go home and do it wrong and hurt yourself. And that's not what exercise is about. Exercise is about staying away from injury and prevention. So actually, can you guys hear me okay? All right. I didn't get this way. You can hear me still, right? It's a good microphone. I didn't get to the place I am right now by eating French fries. or, you know, eating garbage food. I got here climbing stairs, taking the long way because I can, choosing the route that might not be the easiest, but I can do it, so I do it. And that's what I try to get other people to do. So when you guys go somewhere, if you're able to climb stairs, climb them. Because if you don't, and you need to, you might not be able to. That's what exercise does for you. The last time I talked about this sort of topic a year ago with the same crowd, as some of you guys were probably here, I always try to start my talks out by saying, hey, you know what? In 3 months from now, if you were told that you were going to be in an accident, and the best thing you could do is exercise, eat healthy, take care of yourself, would you be able to make it out of the accident alive? Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't, but if you exercised, your chances increase. I see that day in and day out. I hear about it, I hear stories, I live it. My clients, I've got clients who've been in accidents, whose doctors have told them, you might not have made it if you hadn't been exercising with the guy you're exercising with. I'm not going to take credit for that. Every person that I work with works their tail off. I'm instructing them. I'm telling them how to do it safely. That's the most important thing, is to do it safely. Actually, the most important part is to do it. And a lot of people, how many people in here, by raise of hand, want to know what the most important exercise for MS is? Everybody wants the secret. That's like asking a doctor, what's the best medicine? You guys are all individuals. Each of you are different. But I can tell you the same thing about all of you. The best exercise is the first one you're going to do, whatever it is. Because if you don't do it, you'll never get to the second one, the third one, the fourth one. Your routine is off. You're back to saying, but I tried. I tried to get myself into the gym. So what I'm gonna hope that I get out of this, I can't control what you're gonna do, but you guys can. And I challenge everyone in this room, if you are able to stand on a treadmill. Find a treadmill and stand on it. I don't care what you do afterwards. Next time you see me, tell me what happens. But I guarantee you it's not going to be something bad. And if you can't, get on a bike and see if you can get on a stationary bike. Even the kind of bike that's up on a table, you can do an arm bike. There's so many options out there. They pass you by every which way you look. Exercise is something that we did as children all the time. We had fun doing it. Why did we stop? In our generation, you know what stopped exercise? Getting our driver's license, right? We get our driver's license so we can get to the mall or whatever without our bikes. And then the first person that turned 16 is that he's the cool one, because we're all going to pile in his car and not exercise. Where before, you know, our parents were pulling us in by our ears and begging us to come into the house, and they're screaming at us, and the toughest thing was, come on inside and eat dinner. Children don't starve themselves. You see it all the time. Come on, eat a little bit more. Eat a little bit more. You're basically starting bad habit. When a child's full, the child's full. If a child's hungry, a child's hungry. Children don't go with, you know, they'll tell you when they're hungry, and if they can't speak, they'll cry. And that's often, every 2 to 3 hours, right? How many people in here are parents? Right? Did you feed your children less than every 2 to 3 hours? What's a great reason to exercise? Is to see tomorrow better than you did today, you know? Being able to do the things. And when I was diagnosed, and I don't want this to be about me, I want this to be about us. But when I was diagnosed, one of the scariest things for me was thinking about my future in 10 years from now, 20 years from now. By the way, it's been 20 years. And I'm in much better shape today than I was 20 years ago. So are my clients, whether they have MS or not. I mean, it's something that everybody's got a different program. If somebody asks me, why can't I do his program? I said, because unless you change your name to his name, it's not happening. And then if they change their name to his name, then I say, you need to see someone else, psychologist. But it's important to find the right person to work with, find the right exercises, and be confident and trust the person that you're working with. Because if you don't trust them, it's just like not trusting your doctor, just like not trusting your wife or your husband, your children. Trust is something that is within that inner circle. And if, you know, like I'll tell you, a couple of weeks ago, somebody came up to me and they asked me a bunch of questions about exercise, and we started doing something, had them fill out a bunch of paperwork. And you know what they said to me after I had them fill out a bunch of paperwork, which is very important because it's giving me a history. It's telling me what's wrong with them, what's wrong with their family, they're you know, back far enough for me to get an idea of what I'm going to do or what I shouldn't do. And he said, why do I have to fill out all this paperwork? My last trainer didn't have me fill out all this paperwork. And I said, well, why did you stop using your last trainer? Well, I hurt my knee. And I said, okay, why don't you go back to your last trainer? Well, because I want to be with you. I said, then fill out the damn paperwork. Do you ask your doctor why you have to fill out the paperwork? Anybody in here wonder why, or talk to the doctor and say, I don't want to fill out the paperwork? They'll tell you, okay, well, there's another doctor across the hall. And you'll go across the hall and you fill out the paperwork. We got to do it because we need to know more. Right? And exercise, there's nobody in here that I've seen, and I've scoped out this whole room. I vetted the room. Everybody in here can exercise. Everybody in here, there's something for you. It might not be the same thing as the person next to you, but if you guys had a question about what that you can do, I promise I would find something for you to do. And if it's just move your finger like this and you weren't doing it, then move that finger. But I guarantee you there's some people in here that can do a little bit more than move a finger. And if you're mad at me, you can show me the finger you want to show me. But I'll tell you, it's important. It's important because the psychology behind it adds up with motivation and the urge to want to do more, not do less. If you leave here and you don't want to do more, I'm the one that failed, not you. But the people who didn't make it here tonight, those are the ones who really needed it more. Because they're not going to make it to the next one, or the next one, or the next one. And you guys are going to be telling them, it's great. And to them, that's enough. But don't let that be enough for you. I want to volunteer. Anybody in here feel comfortable volunteering? I'll get to you in a bit. By the way, my daughter's here tonight. She's probably the second time she's been to a program of mine in the last 5 or 6 years. Because last time she wasn't feeling well and she was trying to tell me, my stomach hurts, and I was like freaking out. I was like, I'm on stage, what do I do? So I didn't look at her. She was with my mother. My mother took good care of her. Who wants to volunteer? Come on, all right. You'll be second, but I want you to come up, because you got your hand up the fastest. No, not you, but you in the purple, not the one in the green. And you got to come this way. And if you come up here, if you consent to be on video, I would like you to tell that to, you have to tell that to the cameras.
Of course.
Okay. Are you an MS patient?
Yeah.
Oh, but you look so good.
Sure.
I hope that didn't offend you.
Of course.
All right, have a seat. You know what? I don't get offended if someone tells me I look good. I was taught not to. I mean, I didn't have to get taught that. You can have a seat. Hold my hand, have a seat on the ball.
Sitting here?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Wait, do you think you no, I said hold my hand. Do it with the other. Hold my hand. Now have a seat. Trust me, I've done this before. Okay, is it easier than you thought?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So
I used to go to the gym before.
Yeah, I used to be this tall. Okay, so what I would like you to do is put your hands out to the side. Now I want you to lift either one of your legs off the ground. Okay, now the other one. Okay, so you more affected on the right side than your left?
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
I can tell that.
Yeah, because
Your right side, put that down. Lift this one up. That's how I can tell which one's not so good, because you didn't have the stability with this leg as your base of support. So just because this leg's in the air,
all my right.
yeah, well, I could, now could you guys tell that? This is what I have to do every day, and if I do it wrong, then I'm going to be, paddling up a river with one oar that's broken. Doesn't get you very far. Some of my clients can do it, though, I'm telling you. Trust me, they do some crazy stuff. Okay, so sitting on that ball, just by sitting there, put your hands straight out in front of you. Hold them together. Now go like this. Now say, this guy was great. All right, now hold them together. Keep them right here. No, keep them together. Keep them together. I want you to resist. Push against my hand. Where do you feel that? Beside your arms.
I'm okay.
Do you feel your core around here?
I feel the left.
Now push the other way.
doesn't go that much.
But do you feel, no, but do you feel it?
Yeah, I feel less.
But you feel your core though?
Yeah, I feel.
All right. You're doing I know you feel your core because you're pushing against my hand.
Yeah.
And if not, if I let go, you go flying. But the reason you're not going flying is because you've got a strong core. You can stop. So there's stuff that you could do seated and standing. That's the same thing I'd have someone do standing like this, put my hand against it, or with a band and rotate. So if you have a bad back or something and you can't rotate, you can do it statically without moving.
I'm using a belt here too.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that why you're so strong?
No, magnetic belt.
Magnetic belt?
Yeah.
Okay, don't get too close. There's some metal back there. Okay, so now here, grab my arm with both your hands and stand up. Okay. I just wanted it to be a safe standing. Okay, stay right there. Now, what I want you to do is put your feet together. Do you have balance problems?
Not too much.
Okay, keep them closer. Touch. There you go. Now put your hands in front of you. Now this would be the same thing as if you were seated. Do you feel your core now?
Yeah.
And now go the other way. I don't want you to get too strong and walk in circles. Okay, so this is the same thing seated and standing. You see, so what I'm trying to, okay, that's good. You're about to push me out of here. You can get down. And thank you very much.
That part I can do.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much though. So what I want you guys to know is seated or standing. It's okay. If you can stand and you don't, you're doing yourself a disservice. If you can walk and you're taking the route of a scooter, lose the wheels. Because then you won't be able to walk. What happens to us is we'll take the easy route too often. And by taking the easy route, we're making life more difficult for ourselves. All right, so just because you're able to turn the key and press the button doesn't mean that's going to do you any good unless you want real big, strong thumbs. And if that's the case, you come to me and we'll work on your thumbs. But I don't want that. I want you to work on your ability, everything you have. If you can do it, we're going to do it. Right? Does that sound good to you? You're looking at me, you're ready to do this, aren't you? I would call you up right now even though you didn't raise your hand because you're focused. But I'm going to call the person over there up who raised their hand next. So you come on up. Are you a massage therapist? No. Oh, gosh. I was hoping. Okay, what I want you to do is, are you okay to be video recorded?
Yeah.
Okay, you just have to say that to them.
I'm okay
All right.
to be video recorded.
All right. Now, I didn't pay you off or anything, right?
No.
Okay, put your hands against this.
Like
Now,
push?
yeah, now push. Where do you feel that?
My triceps.
Stand up more straight. Now push.
My
Push.
calves.
Do you feel your abs? If your abs weren't working, you'd fall backwards.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I know I'm right. That's why I'm telling you this. I wouldn't tell you something if I thought I was wrong. Okay, so if you were to now push and take 2 steps. Push.
Like back?
Towards me. No, don't walk back. You'll fall off the stage. Now, you see, that's a simple core exercise that you can do. Now, hold this in front of you. Now, what I want you to do is keep your shoulders and your hips somewhat square and turn just a little bit.
Like this?
Yeah.
And work my obliques.
Yeah, you're working your obliques, so you feel your core, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to do this, now push. This way. Now you really feel your obliques, right?
Yeah.
I can feel them too. Now let me do this side.
Oh, wait.
You feel that?
Yeah, and my arm.
All right, you can put it down. You're starting to shake. You nervous?
No.
Are you an MS patient?
No.
No? Oh, that was a good thing to hear. Stay up here. Now you're going to have to do the full test. Are you with somebody that's an MS patient?
Yeah, my mom.
Your mom. Okay, do you ever wonder what it's like to have MS?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give you MS for like a minute,
Okay.
but I'll take it back.
Okay.
Okay, what I want you to do is, how's your balance?
I think good.
Okay, do you fall?
No.
Okay, I'm not going to push you down, don't worry. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to put your feet together. They have to touch each other. I don't know why this crowd doesn't want their feet touching each other. Okay, now stand and look forward. Do you feel a little bit less stable?
No.
You don't feel like you're swaying a little bit?
Like to my left, yeah.
Well, are you swaying to your right now? I'm just kidding. Okay, what I want you to do is look straight forward. Now close your eyes. Now do you feel yourself swaying?
No.
Well, I see you swaying.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys see her swaying a little bit? Okay, now let me see your balance. Stand on one foot. Doing pretty well. Now close your eyes. Okay, well, you see what you just did is how the majority of the people in here who have MS have felt, if not now, then all the time.
Always.
Yes. So you just had MS. That was just the slightest bit of it. I could have pushed you too. That would have been what it's like walking through the mall and just brushing up against somebody and losing your balance and falling over, because you have people with MS don't have as good a proprioception. How many people here know what proprioception is? For those who aren't raising your hands, ask the people who are. No, I'm kidding. If you don't know proprioception, that's your body's ability to know where it is in space. So when you're standing somewhere, your body uses all your senses, your vision, your hearing, sound, feel, all that stuff. So if you're numb, or if you have bad vision, or both, then you've lost the ability to maintain that posture that you have. And what I did was I took away your vision, and I took away some balance, and I took you off of one foot. I had to do a lot of stuff. The next thing I was going to do is tell you to hold your head back and whistle. But I don't know if you could whistle or not, so I didn't ask you that. So that's what it's like to have MS. But thank you very much for coming up.
Thanks.
All right, the other person asked to volunteer is in the back, in the red. Come on up. This is the person that when I came in was wearing a red shirt, right? I was just seeing if you guys are paying attention. It was green. All right, are you a massage therapist?
Yes.
Do you consent to be on video?
Yes.
Actually, you know what? Your mom's not here. I can't have you come up here. I'm so sorry. I'll show you this afterwards. Okay? How about you? Your dad's here. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that to her. I want another volunteer. This is why I do what I do, is because I want to be able to be in a room and my daughter's in the back of the room and see this is what I do. And for 20 years, I was scared when I had that being an MS patient was going to prevent me from doing some of the things that people want to do with their children. And it hasn't. It hasn't prevented me a bit. In fact, it's made me do a little bit more. And I enjoy every second of it. You know, so she's not going to come up here, but she's going to watch this, and I guarantee you that her face right now, back there, I'm not going to tell you where she is just as red as her friend's shirt. So if you are a disability attorney and you're a speaker, would you please come up, because I'd like to do something up here and show you some things about what the people who you're working with experience. Oh, come on. You were just talking to this whole crew. Yeah, I know, just because the lights are on you, it doesn't, and I can't see any of your faces, right? All right, come on over here. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to stand on one leg and walk backwards. If you could do that, I'm going to get off the stage and you're going to do the rest. All right, I want you to sit on the ball.
Okay.
Just have a seat facing that way.
Hey, Jeff.
Yo.
Is she okay being video recorded?
She already signed the consent form. Or you did.
Hi, everyone. This is what I look like when Jeff, hurry up.
Okay.
I'm gonna fool myself here, okay?
All right. That's 400 pounds. Feels like it?
Yeah.
How much does it feel like?
10.
It's 8.
Okay.
All right. So what I want you to do is throw it to me. While sitting on there, and catch it. Throw it, catch it. Now, what we're going to do is, I got the same weighted ball here.
Okay.
Catch it, catch that. Whoa! I'm just kidding. We don't need that one. All right, here, take this. So what I want you to do is throw it to the side like this. Throw it to me. She's working her core too. Can you feel your core?
Yeah.
Whoa, I almost missed it.
Yeah.
I would have gotten fired.
And
Keep going. Now I'm over here. I'm over
I can't do
here.
it on this one.
Well, why not?
I have a
Bad shoulder?
torn thing on my shoulder.
A torn thing? Why didn't you tell me that when I threw it the first time?
Because it was this shoulder, not this one.
I need an attorney, don't I? Okay, so what you have a torn thing?
Yeah, I have a slap slap? I don't know what it means, but it's slap.
Okay, so I'm not going to mess with that arm.
No.
So put that arm out straight. Get that arm off your knee because you got a bad shoulder. Now resist. You're still using your core, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you feel it? Now go the other direction.
We did this before, yeah.
Okay, now like this. Now push. Now you really feel it, don't you?
Yeah.
Keep pushing, keep pushing.
I'm gonna fall backwards.
No, you're not. I'm not going to let you fall. And if you fall,
I'll get up.
no, you'll get an attorney. So this shoulder's bad. So if I worked with you, I would say, hey, let's not worry about that shoulder because that shoulder needs a physical therapist, that shoulder needs a personal trainer.
Okay.
There's a difference. You know what the difference is?
You?
Huh? Yeah, I'm a personal trainer. I'm not a physical therapist. Our things overlap, but I'm not here to correct things. I'm here to enhance things. Physical therapists will tell me when it's time for you to do a little bit more. But the important thing is to know the difference between a physical therapist and a personal trainer. And if you have a personal trainer that's wearing a physical therapist outfit, they're doing something against the law. There's licensure that they need to have and they don't, and it's a different education, it's a whole different story. So what I want you to do is just throw it forward, but don't knock those things over there.
Like a volleyball?
Yeah, sure. Did that hurt your shoulder?
No.
Okay, your shoulder's fixed. I'm just kidding. Now I'm gonna have you, I'm not gonna, did that hurt?
Yes.
Okay, I won't, I'll hit this side.
All right.
Okay, now I'm gonna have you stand up and do the thing that the guy did before. So you're gonna, where the woman did. Stand with your feet together.
Okay, wait.
You don't have to, not your feet, not your hands.
I know, it's the whole thing.
It's a whole thing, come on, what is she talking about? Okay, do you feel off balance a little bit?
No.
Look up.
Up?
Yeah. Do you feel
Am I
yourself?
swaying?
Yeah, do you guys see her swaying?
You're kidding.
I'm gonna go over here so I can push your other shoulder.
So not swaying.
You're so swaying. Watch. No, don't close your eyes yet. Now look over here.
Look over
Of
here.
course you're
What's your
swaying. I
arm?
was standing over there when you. No, it's good. Okay. So what I would now stand on one leg.
Do you do stand up?
Stand on your left leg. Yeah, I was gonna say left leg. You're right-handed.
Yes.
Okay. Left leg is the dominant leg when you're right-handed. Anybody know that? No. Anybody here not know that but plays basketball sometime in their life? When you do a layup, what do you jump off of if you're right-handed?
Left leg.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, now what I want you to do is close your eyes.
Oh.
You feel that, don't you?
I don't know, I'm scared.
What do you mean you're scared because you were falling all over the place? I'm not going to do anything weird. We're on camera. I can't do anything to you. I'll get caught. Did you guys see her?
Wait, that's not okay. Hold on.
It's okay.
Can I take my shoes off?
Can you what? No.
Let's see, it won't
Please
happen.
don't. I heard about that.
Can I?
Huh?
No. Will it make a difference?
Yeah, it'll make you less balanced.
No, it won't.
Yes, I will.
No way.
I've done this before.
Now I'm like, okay.
Now close your eyes.
Okay.
Now, when you see people come into your office and they're doing this and they're all over the place, now you know what it feels like, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what they feel like when they're standing like this in the most stable position and they'll fall over. I used to do it. I used to get out of bed every morning and fall flat on my face.
But exercise will start keeping you more centered.
It can, and it'll teach you how to move properly, and it'll reteach you how to move properly. And your brain remembers that. Your brain has what we call muscle memory is really neurological memory because we develop patterns in our head. And the patterns that we have going on up here stay up here, and it just takes like 1 or 2 tries. That's why if you can ride a bike or you can swim, you get back on a bike 10 years later. Aha, see? It's okay. You can get down, but that was brave.
Thank you.
You were so brave to come up here when I said, you better come up here.
So, Lisa, next time you have to convince a judge, tell him to stand up and tilt his head back.
Well, that's gonna
Yeah,
be really
and you can throw the book at him too.
That will, yeah, right, when I'm throwing the ball. Throw the book.
How many people in here, raise your hand if you have spasticity? Okay, how many people in here aren't quite sure what spasticity is? How many people in here have ever taken a step and you feel like you're tight and stiff? That's one form of spasticity. Okay? There's other forms of spasticity. There's muscle cramping. There's tremors, and that can be a form of spasticity. And overactive stretch reflexes. You ever hear that one, overactive stretch reflex? You know how when they hit your knee and it goes like that? Tell them to get closer to it. No, then they can measure your strength. What an overactive stretch reflex would do is make you jerk back when you take a step or something, or could make your leg buckle back. Anybody have had that happen? Your leg buckle back? Now that could be a sign of weakness or a sign of spasticity. Either way, what's the fix? Depending on how flexible you are, stretching. Stretching doesn't have to be static. I'm going to take my massage table up, and I was serious, if there's any massage therapists in here, you're welcome to come up and give me a massage. But if you're not a massage therapist, you can give someone else a massage. I'm good at exercise. I don't know about opening massage tables. All right, this is what's called an unstable table, which we're all good with. Now, who's willing to come up here and stand on this? Hey, everyone wants a massage, right? Okay, how many people in here can do squats? Raise your hand. How many people in here cannot do squats? Raise your hand. Okay, keep your hands up if you can't do squats. Out of the people who can't do squats, how many of you are going to get out of your chair and leave? Where'd all the hands go? You guys staying forever? If you can get out of a chair, you can do a squat. A squat does not mean you have to do this. That's a full squat, sumo squat. A squat can be something as simple as this, right here. It's a modified squat for you. So that way you leave and say, I did squats. That's a squat. But if you do enough of those, find something a little bit lower and do it a little bit lower and lower and lower. And if you can't get lower, stop there. The point is do them. If you do a squat, that means you can get up. But you want to move forward. Exercise is in a forward motion. Doesn't have to be just up and down or this way. We live in the horizontal plane. We don't live in a vertical plane. Or we jump and just jump up and down and get nowhere. How many people in here stretch? All right, we have a lot of people in here that stretch. When do you stretch? Now I'm gonna listen to what your response is, and I'm gonna say it. So when do you stretch?
First thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning with your dog? Like when the dog does the forward thing? Okay. And anybody else?
After the workout.
After the workout. Anyone else?
Before or after? Before and after.
Before and after. When you do it before, do you just start stretching and then you do your workout? Okay. One of the most important thing about stretching is to make sure you're warm. Your core is warm. The muscles that you're stretching are warm. It can be a passive warm-up or it could be an active warm-up. But if you stretch a muscle that's not warm, you're going to tear it. No, it's not just hurting. You're going to end up going to the doctor. Muscles are like rubber bands. If you stretch them too far, they won't unstretch. If you stick a rubber band in a refrigerator or a freezer and you stretch it, what's going to happen? Yep, it's going to snap. You don't want your muscles doing that. So warm up first. And if you need to stretch, then stretch afterwards. During your workouts, go into full range of motion. If you go into full range of motion, you're stretching. You're gaining flexibility and range of motion. You're not going to lose that range of motion. That's a functional range of motion. And when you exercise and you work out and you're doing the stretching and all this stuff, where's the best place to show or to feel that your exercises are working? You have a question, Lisa?
Not yet.
Okay. Are you next to Stuart making all these kinds of sounds and move motion? Now I don't remember what I was talking about. Anybody remember what I was talking about? Stretching. Oh yeah, stretching. So if you were to stretch and you're tight, it doesn't work. If you stretch and it's a functional thing that you do, it works. And if you do stuff in the gym, when you leave the gym, that's when you should find out what the gym has really done for you outside the gym. You don't measure your success in the gym unless you're going to live in the gym. We're going to live in the real world, right? I'm going to show you guys a couple stretches. Who wants to be the guinea pig? Oh wait, I heard recently not to call it a guinea pig because it's like animal rights people were against using the terminology. So who wants to be just like a volunteer of come on up. Now, I'm not going to stretch you a lot. No, you can come up. I'm not going to excessively stretch you because I didn't see you riding a bike over there or doing stuff. And by the way, warm-ups do not have to be on a treadmill or on a bike. They should be actually multiplanar because we live in a multi-directional world. We don't just walk straight forward like this or move in this direction. We work this way, diagonally, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, are you okay?
I got
You got to tell them. You have to like say it. You consent, okay. Hop up here.
Oh, God bless.
I'm not giving you a massage. All right. Are you an MS patient?
No, my dad is.
Okay. Well, you're going to have MS in like 2 minutes.
Sounds good.
Just kidding. Okay. Do you have where do you have the most tightness?
Both legs.
Legs? Posterior, anterior,
Interior.
posterior? Okay. So bend this knee. Now this one. Okay. What I'm going to do is if somebody else is stretching a person and you have a partner doing it and you want to stretch a hamstring, what you do is bend your knee. The old school would be to do it straight, right? That's what our PE coaches taught us. But if you were to straighten your leg, you feel it back here right now, right? That's the muscle of the group that he wants to stretch. So if now straighten your leg. Now where do you feel it? Feel it back here?
Same spots.
Do you feel it behind your knee?
Right.
If you go far enough, it'll end up, I can feel your tendon really, really tight. So you don't want to feel your tendon. If it's behind your knee, that's a tendon. That's what connects the muscle to the bone. You don't want that stretching. So this is a static stretch. He's having a good time up here. He's smiling. You can't see him. Now, this is just a regular stretch. There's also something called a PNF stretch that you can do. I wouldn't say to do it at home, but you can have a trainer or someone who's really a physical therapist do it. So yeah, what I want you to do is push hard against my hand. Keep pushing. Relax. You see how much further I got it? That's temporary. Push against my hand. Relax. Look at that. I'm not going to tie it around his neck because he's not warmed up. But that's a PNF stretch, and it allows you to get a little bit more range of motion. I do that with some people. You know, not all the people I work with I would do that with, but if it's warranted, I would do it. Also, another thing to worry about is, and I mean worry, if you're ever stretching someone who's had a hip injury or a hip replacement, you would think this would be the way to do it, but you don't want. You want it to be on this side to prevent dislocation. Other stretches that you can do would be, I'm going to do the other leg so they can see it. Okay, what I'm doing right now is stretching his back, but now I'm stretching his left hip flexor. Can you feel your left hip flexor? Right where he's pointing. Now, if you don't have someone to do that, what I want you to do is scoot over this way a little bit. Not too much, or you'll really feel like you have MS. Keep coming over. This way a little bit more. Now take this leg and just let it drop. Can you feel your hip flexor? So that's something you guys can do in bed. In bed, just let it hang off the side of the bed, and you're getting a good stretch in your hip flexor. You can bring your leg up. The reason the muscles in the back of our legs stay tighter than the muscles in the front of our legs is because we're a lazy population, and we sit a lot. And if you sit a lot, what do? You're shortening this muscle for a long period of time, and it tightens up. So then when you go to walk, it's tight. And also, hip flexors. How many people here have problems with their hip flexors? When you're seated, they shorten. When your hip flexors are short like this, you can't take a long step. So you can tell who's been working at a desk for 30, 40 years by this. They end up, you know where those people end up? Florida. That's where people end up in Florida. So the other muscles in the posterior that get tight are this, and that. You feel your glutes?
Oh, yeah.
So that's working right here. You know what this is? Strongest muscle you got. And you're sitting on it all the time. So the more, if you're able to get off of it and you don't, it's going to become the weakest muscle and the muscle that weighs you down the most. All right, you can hop on up. Actually, don't get up straight. You see how he just got up? We talked about this before because I want everyone to see someone getting up straight, and that's how you can hurt your back. So always get up to the side. But I'm happy you remember what I told you to do before, because you got a strong back. But thank you. Next year, on this date, I might be speaking again to you guys. So if I do, I'll finish my talk. In the meantime, does anybody have any questions?
First, let's all thank Jeff for putting on this presentation. Now, does anybody have any questions for Jeff? I
Come
see
on.
lots of hands going up.
Well, make them, the next question I hope comes all the way from over there. Because we were going to work out this morning and he was busy getting ready for tonight. So if you guys can ask questions over here, and then over there, and then over here, and then he'll have his workout.
How often should a person with MS stretch?
As much as it's needed. You know what? That's like asking what's the best diet for Joe over here. Everybody's different, everybody's muscles are different, and the tightness is all different. So depending on how tight someone gets, you want to be able to stretch to prevent it from tightening up. So if you catch it at the right time, you won't get to that point of thirst. You know, like when you're thirsty, that means you're already dehydrated. You don't want to get tight before you have to stretch. You want to time it. So a person with MS usually knows when they're tight. And the best thing that you can do is plan and keep a list of the times and what kind of movements are causing you to tighten up, or what type of movements you do that loosen you up. So I would say every day.
Next.
That means you got to warm up. That means it becomes exercise.
Hello, Jeff. I did listen to you. He's standing right here. In any case, what I wanted to ask you was, I've been doing physical therapy and also other exercise classes, but I did stop for a few, I would say about a week, and the day I came back to start doing it again, I felt that I'm actually losing my balance again. What I actually built up, I'm actually losing again.
Okay, so you know that term, if you don't use it, you lose it. That was it. I mean, that's the whole point. You got to do to be able to do. It's just like anything. It's just like a math problem or doing science or memory. If you don't continually do it, you're going to lose the ability to do it, and it becomes more and more difficult. But because you've done it before, you can get right back into it. And it won't be as easy. It'll take a little bit of time. I've got people that I work with seasonally, and they leave, they don't do the same workouts, or they don't do any workouts. And then they come back, and we have to start, not from scratch, because it only takes a couple times to get people back into shape and their body back moving and ready for whatever they're going to do. But the point is, don't stop. Just don't. It's easy to break a habit. It's very easy to break a habit.
The only bad thing that came out of the whole thing was I actually fell, and I have a little mark on my forehead. Just a little, but that's what. Well, oh.
So did you learn a lesson?
Absolutely, I did. I think I'm going back to gym, and I'm trying to be doing that again.
Just do it. I mean, be like Nike, and just do it. I mean, that's the only thing you can do. It's.
Anybody over there?
Uh-oh, here comes a tough one.
How old do you have to be to get MS?
You can be any age and have MS. In fact, there's been people diagnosed with MS as early as 4 months. So it could be at any age. At any age, you can be diagnosed with MS. But for people who have MS in their family, the best thing that I've heard from doctors across the country is to make sure vitamin D levels are at a good level, that you have enough vitamin D. Because that's the one thing that's common in the majority of people with MS and autoimmune illnesses is depletion in vitamin D. So how do you do that? Well, you can either be in the sun all the time, which is hard to do unless you're a child and your parents let you, but they'll put sunscreen on, then that blocks the vitamin D. So there's oral vitamin D. Vitamin D comes in your multivitamins, and the one thing you want to be careful is if you're taking a vitamin D pill and you continue to take it, and you're taking something for your bones, like Citracal or something like that, and you're also taking a multivitamin, and you have another supplement, they all have vitamin D in it. So you don't want to get too much vitamin D. You want to really stay on track with the amount of vitamin D you have. But that was a good question.
Next.
I wanted to know, do you have any suggestions to someone that was, on a healthy lifestyle path and kind of stop, and now they want to, get back into it?
I'll tell you something that you can tell them. I had a doctor's appointment this week, and my doctor said to me, "You are dying very slow." And I said, "What?" He said, "You are really slowly dying. I've got some patients that are dying fast, but you're dying slow. It's because of the lifestyle you live." Meaning, I exercise, I eat well, I do all the stuff I can possibly do to make sure that life is going to be the length I want it to be. So if you have somebody that doesn't want to exercise, tell them, well, do you want to live? Do you want to be a participant, or do you want to sit down and watch things and watch your life pass you by? That's the option. Life is about participating more so than spectating. Last question from right here. Last question from right there.
Actually, it's a comment.
Don't allow those.
No, this is good. I was in a horrific motorcycle accident this summer, and I walked away because of this man. The hospital told me if I wasn't as strong as I was and fit as I was, I wouldn't be here today, and I thank you, Jeff.
Oh, you're welcome. That makes someone like me, that makes my day. And if you would have seen her 3 years ago, you'd really be clapping. Because you would see that she's almost half the person she was a few years ago, in a good way. But that comes from hard work. I show people how to do stuff, but if they're not willing to do it, it doesn't matter. Any other questions?
No.
Do you have a question?
Yes. Did everybody have a good time this evening?
Thank you, guys.
And just to wrap things up, again, this was our final program of the year in Florida, and we do thank you for being here. I want you all to know that when this gets published, you'll get an email on it. You could share it with your family and friends. You could use it for yourselves. Go back through what was spoken about here this evening. I want to thank Jeff. I want to thank Lisa. I want to thank Dr. Steingo, who's already gone, but I already said goodbye to him. So again, thank you for coming. Drive carefully. Have a happy holiday season. And let's thank Genentech once again. Everybody, yay, Genentech! Great.